Have you ever wondered why some seniors never wake up after what seemed like a peaceful night of sleep? It's a terrifying thought, and yet, this silent tragedy is more common than you might think. As we age, our hearts become more fragile. While many people focus on stress or genetics as triggers for heart attacks, very few realize that what you eat, especially before bed, can be the silent killer. Certain foods, innocent as they may seem, can increase blood pressure, raise heart rate, and disrupt the balance of electrolytes during your sleep. The result? Your heart may struggle to cope in the stillness of the night, and for seniors, that can be fatal. In this article, we'll uncover 7 specific foods you should never eat before going to bed. Because for people over 60, the wrong nighttime snack can mean the difference between waking up or not. This isn't meant to scare you, but to awaken your awareness. You deserve a long, healthy life, and sometimes small changes make the biggest difference. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Cured meats: bacon, ham, salami. Cured meats have long been a staple in American breakfasts and late night snacks. There's something nostalgic about the smell of bacon crisping in the pan or the familiar taste of a ham sandwich. But for seniors, these comforting foods can silently become a deadly mistake, especially when eaten before bed. These meats are heavily processed and packed with sodium nitrate, a chemical preservative that keeps them fresh but damages the lining of your blood vessels over time. The excessive salt content in cured meats causes your body to retain water, putting pressure on your heart and blood vessels during sleep. And while you're lying peacefully in bed, your body may be fighting to regulate blood pressure, struggling to maintain stable rhythms, all while trying to digest a dense, heavy meal. What many seniors don't realize is that the heart is most vulnerable at night, especially in the early morning hours between 2 and 5 a.m., the time when most fatal heart attacks occur. During sleep, your nervous system slows, your blood pressure drops slightly, and your body enters a state of healing. But when you've consumed high sodium, high fat cured meats, that healing process is interrupted. Instead of resting, your heart works harder to circulate thickened blood and manage elevated pressure. For someone in their 60s, 70s, or beyond, with arteries that may already be narrowed or stiffened, this internal stress can lead to a catastrophic event without any warning signs. Even more concerning, many seniors with underlying heart conditions may not feel any symptoms at all. No pain, no shortness of breath, just silence. And sometimes that silence becomes permanent. It's heartbreaking to know that something as small as a bedtime snack could be the difference between waking up to a new day or not waking up at all. But the good news is this is preventable. Replacing cured meats with heart-healthy options like boiled eggs or steamed vegetables before bed could be a life-saving choice. Now that you understand how one popular food can quietly threaten your heart, wait until you learn about the next item on this list, a common dairy product that may seem harmless, but could be even more dangerous when consumed late at night. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Cheese and other aged dairy products. Cheese is comfort. It's a flavor tied to cherished memories, family dinners, holiday gatherings, or a simple late night snack to calm the appetite. But behind its creamy richness lies a hidden danger that many seniors never suspect: the silent assault it can launch on your heart while you sleep. Aged cheeses like cheddar, blue cheese, Swiss, or Parmesan contain a naturally occurring compound called tyramine. In small amounts, tyramine may go unnoticed. But for older adults, whose blood vessels may already be less flexible and more prone to constriction, tyramine can be treacherous. It stimulates the release of norepinephrine, a hormone that narrows blood vessels and elevates blood pressure quickly and unpredictably. And when consumed in the quiet hours before sleep, it can turn a peaceful night into a silent battleground within your chest. Add to that the high saturated fat and sodium content common in most cheeses, and you have a triple threat. Your heart, already working harder as it ages, becomes burdened with thicker blood, increased vascular resistance, and disrupted sleep patterns due to minor palpitations or pressure changes that many seniors mistake for harmless restlessness. But here's the most dangerous part: you won't always feel it. There may be no dramatic chest pain, no sharp warning, only a heart forced into overexertion at a time when it's meant to recover. For some, it ends in fatigue. For others, especially those with silent hypertension or underlying arrhythmias, it can end in tragedy. So, while cheese may seem like a simple indulgence, eaten at the wrong time, it becomes a gamble with consequences too high to risk. Fortunately, your choices hold power. A warm cup of herbal tea or a light, low sodium yogurt can satisfy late night cravings without endangering your heart. But if cheese hides its danger behind flavor, the next food on our list is even more deceptive. Something sweet, beloved by many, yet capable of sending your heartbeat racing when you least expect it. 3. Chocolate, especially dark or milk chocolate. For many seniors, chocolate is more than just a treat. It's a small joy, a comforting pleasure at the end of a long day. Whether it's a square of dark chocolate after dinner or a sweet bite of milk chocolate while watching evening television, it seems innocent enough. But beneath its silky texture and satisfying sweetness lies a subtle, often overlooked danger, one that can awaken the heart in all the wrong ways during the hours it needs rest the most. Chocolate contains two stimulants that are particularly risky for older adults: caffeine and theobromine. While the caffeine content may be modest compared to a cup of coffee, even small amounts can have powerful effects on an aging heart. As we grow older, our metabolism slows and our sensitivity to stimulants increases. This means that a piece of chocolate at 8 p.m. might still be circulating through your system at 2 a.m., keeping your heart alert when it should be deeply at peace. Theobromine, the lesser known compound in chocolate, also has a stimulating effect. It can cause increased heart rate, trigger palpitations, and even lead to irregular heartbeat patterns, particularly in individuals with atrial fibrillation or other cardiac arrhythmias. Many seniors mistake these symptoms for anxiety or restless sleep, not realizing that what they're feeling is their heart struggling to maintain balance. What makes this especially dangerous is that the signs are subtle: light fluttering in the chest, shallow sleep, waking suddenly for no reason. But for someone with weakened arteries or pre-existing heart conditions, these small tremors can escalate, sometimes quietly, into something life-threatening. Choosing a heart-healthy alternative like a banana or a few almonds may not offer the same satisfaction, but it could offer something more valuable: another peaceful morning. But chocolate isn't the only hidden trigger. The next item on this list may surprise you even more, especially if you've ever enjoyed a little heat in your food before bed. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Spicy foods. Spicy food brings flavor, excitement, even a sense of warmth to a meal. For many, it's a lifelong favorite, a way to feel alive, to savor bold tastes and awaken the senses. But what most seniors don't realize is that those very spices can awaken something else entirely: silent chaos within the heart during sleep. When you eat spicy foods, especially late in the evening, your body experiences more than just a tingle on the tongue. Capsaicin, the compound that gives chili peppers their heat, stimulates your nervous system, causing a rise in body temperature, increased heart rate, and elevated blood pressure. For someone in their 60s, 70s, or beyond whose cardiovascular system may already be compromised, this sudden stimulation can place the heart under dangerous pressure, all while the body is trying to wind down for the night. Even more concerning is the connection between spicy foods and acid reflux. When you lie down after a spicy meal, stomach acids can creep up into the esophagus, often unnoticed. But this isn't just about discomfort. It can activate the vagus nerve, which plays a crucial role in heart rhythm regulation. In vulnerable individuals, this chain reaction can trigger irregular heartbeats or even cardiac arrest during sleep. And tragically, these events often happen without warning. For seniors with a history of GERD, arrhythmias, or hypertension, the fiery delight of spice may be silently inflaming more than the taste buds. It may be igniting risks deep within the chest, risks that too often go unrecognized until it's too late. The joy of eating shouldn't come with fear, but it should come with wisdom. A gentle broth, steamed vegetables, or lightly seasoned meals can still bring comfort without jeopardizing your health. And while the heat of spice can cause the heart to race, what comes next is even more deceptive. A food that soothes the soul but floods the body with sugar, putting your heart on a roller coaster ride you may not survive. 5. Pastries and sugary desserts. There's something deeply comforting about a slice of pie in the evening or a warm cookie before bed. For many seniors, these treats are tied to joyful memories, grandchildren's visits, holidays, or quiet moments of self-care. But what seems like a sweet way to end the day can quietly become a serious threat to your heart as you sleep. Sugary desserts cause a rapid spike in blood glucose, flooding your body with insulin in an attempt to bring those levels back down. But this spike and crash cycle does more than affect your energy. It puts your heart under real physical stress. As blood sugar rises, your blood becomes thicker and your blood vessels inflamed. Your heart must work harder to circulate the sluggish blood through arteries that may already be narrowed with age. Even more dangerous is the way sugar fuels inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the root causes of atherosclerosis, the buildup of plaque in the arteries. When this inflammation peaks overnight after a sugary meal, it increases the risk of plaque rupturing, which is often the final trigger in a heart attack. And tragically, these events often occur during the early morning hours, in the quiet of sleep, without warning and without pain. Another hidden danger is how sugar interferes with sleep. High sugar intake can lead to restless nights, disrupted REM sleep, and spikes in nighttime cortisol, the stress hormone. That means your heart is not only inflamed and overworked, it's also robbed of the deep rest it needs to repair. It's heartbreaking to know that something so familiar, so innocent seeming, could be working against your heart when you're most vulnerable. But there is power in awareness. Replacing pastries with a piece of fruit or a low-sugar snack can satisfy your cravings without putting your life at risk. And just when you thought sweetness was the enemy, the next danger is even more sinister. It hides in golden, crispy comfort foods we've loved for decades. But beneath the crunch lies a deadly secret. 6. Fried foods, especially at dinner or late snacks. There's something about fried foods that brings a sense of comfort. Crispy textures, rich flavors, and memories of family dinners or favorite diners from years past. Fried chicken, onion rings, golden fries. These meals speak to tradition, to taste, to a kind of warmth that feels like home. But for seniors, especially in the quiet hours before sleep, these beloved dishes can quietly place your heart in grave danger. Fried foods are heavy in trans fats and refined oils, both of which wreak havoc on the cardiovascular system. These fats don't just raise bad cholesterol, LDL, they also clog arteries, stiffen blood vessels, and trigger inflammation. And when eaten late in the day, your body, already slowing down for rest, is forced into overtime, struggling to digest a meal that lingers far into the night. This delayed digestion is not just about discomfort. It prevents your body from entering deep, restorative sleep. Your metabolism stays active, your heart continues to work harder, and your nervous system remains partially alert. For older adults, especially those with high blood pressure, sleep apnea, or heart disease, this internal stress can become the tipping point. Even more alarming is the connection between heavy evening meals and nocturnal blood pressure spikes, an underdiagnosed condition in seniors. When blood pressure rises while the body lies still, the risk of a silent heart attack or stroke increases dramatically. And often, these events strike without warning, taking lives in the hours when we are most defenseless. There is no shame in loving the foods we grew up with, but there is wisdom in choosing life over nostalgia. Lighter dinners, grilled options, or steamed vegetables can still nourish without asking your heart to fight while you sleep. Yet, as heavy as fried food may feel, the next culprit hides in something that seems harmless, even helpful. It's a beverage many seniors drink daily without knowing it could be stimulating their heart at the very moment it needs to rest. 7. Caffeinated beverages and energy drinks. A warm cup of coffee, a glass of iced tea, or even a so-called natural energy drink may seem like innocent companions to wind down the day. For many seniors, these beverages feel like a comforting ritual, a way to relax, stay alert through evening activities, or simply enjoy a familiar taste. But behind that calm exterior, caffeine is quietly stimulating systems in the body that should be preparing for rest. And for aging hearts, that hidden stimulation can be catastrophic. As we grow older, our bodies process caffeine much more slowly. What you drink at 6 p.m. might still be coursing through your bloodstream well past midnight. Caffeine stimulates the central nervous system, raising heart rate, blood pressure, and adrenaline levels, even when you're lying down. And while your body may seem still, your heart may be racing, your vessels constricting, and your sleep becoming lighter and more fragmented with every passing hour. Worse still, many seniors don't realize how much caffeine is hiding in decaf coffee, teas, chocolate beverages, or over-the-counter energy boosters labeled as natural. These products can cause nighttime palpitations, restlessness, and in more severe cases, arrhythmias that lead to increased risk of stroke or sudden cardiac events, especially in the quiet hours of early morning when your body is least prepared to respond. Caffeine also suppresses deep sleep, which is the stage during which your heart typically repairs itself. Without this restorative period, your cardiovascular system remains strained night after night. Over time, this sleep disruption becomes cumulative, silently weakening the body's most vital organ. You don't have to give up comfort to protect your heart. You only need to choose it wisely. Herbal teas, warm milk, or even water infused with calming herbs like chamomile can soothe without harm. And now that you've seen how even a simple drink can quietly endanger your heart, let's bring it all together. because the decisions you make tonight could be the reason you wake up tomorrow. 8. What you can do right now. There comes a moment in life, especially in our later years, when we realize that health is not something we can take for granted. It is earned, protected, and preserved with care, decision by decision, day by day. And perhaps one of the most powerful choices you can make begins not in a doctor's office, but quietly in your kitchen, especially in the evening hours. The truth is, your body speaks to you every night. It tells you when it's burdened, when it's inflamed, when it's overstimulated. The rapid heartbeat that wakes you at 3 a.m., the shortness of breath, the uneasy rest, these are not just signs of aging, they are warnings. And the good news, you don't have to be a doctor to understand them. You simply need to listen and respond with wisdom and intention. Starting tonight, you can begin protecting your heart by choosing what not to eat after sunset. Let go of the habits that may once have brought comfort but now carry risk. Say no to processed meats, spicy late dinners, sugar-laced desserts, and evening caffeine. These small decisions are not acts of restriction. They are acts of love for your own life, acts of care for the mornings you still have ahead. Replace old habits with gentle alternatives: a bowl of oatmeal, a slice of banana, a calming herbal tea. These are simple, humble choices that don't just fill your stomach, they honor your heart. And more importantly, they allow your body the rest it needs to recover, to heal, and to carry you safely into another day. Talk with your doctor. Ask about nighttime blood pressure monitoring. Keep a journal of your evening meals and your sleep quality. Pay attention to the patterns because they're always there, quietly telling you what's working and what's not. And above all, share this wisdom with your spouse, your friends, your family. Let your experience serve as a guide to those who may not yet understand how quickly things can change. You've come this far in life with courage. Now, let that same courage guide you to live longer and live better, because you still have mornings waiting to be seen, people to love, stories to tell. And it all begins with one simple choice: tonight. A promise to your heart, a gift to your tomorrow. At this stage in life, we come to understand something younger people often overlook: that time is not something to be wasted, and health is not something to be gambled with. We've seen too much, lost too many, and learned, sometimes the hard way, that the smallest choices can have the biggest consequences. And among those choices, what we put into our bodies before we close our eyes at night might be more important than we ever realized. I don't say this to scare you. I say this because I've lived long enough to know that prevention is the most powerful medicine we have. Heart attacks during sleep are not just tragic, they are often preventable. And it doesn't require some miracle cure or fancy diet plan. It begins with awareness, with understanding how certain foods, ones we've trusted and loved for years, can quietly work against us once our bodies have grown older, more fragile, more vulnerable. I've sat across the table from friends who were here one day and gone the next. I've seen families stunned by sudden loss, asking, "He seemed fine just last night." I don't want that for you, and I don't want it for those who love you. That's why I believe so strongly in sharing this message, not to take away joy, but to give you more of it, more mornings, more conversations, more quiet moments watching the sunrise. This isn't about fear. It's about choosing to live with intention. If we're lucky, age gives us not only wisdom, but the clarity to know what truly matters. And if we use that wisdom well, we can protect ourselves in ways that extend far beyond medicine. So tonight, when you stand in your kitchen deciding what to eat, remember, you're not just feeding your hunger, you're shaping your tomorrow. Every bite is a decision, a promise to your heart, a promise to your life. You've made it this far for a reason. Let that reason carry you even farther. You deserve restful nights. You deserve safe mornings. And above all, you deserve to wake up to the life you've worked so hard to build, again and again. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.